Hey everyone, in today's video we'll see how to create faceted forms using Grasshopper and Rhino. So first of all, I'll take a simple rectangular curve with respect to the center. I'll draw my rectangle, the first rectangle. Then I'll draw the second rectangle at the same center point, but the difference in length and width I'll make. And I will create one more. This time I'll do Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Now what I'll do is I will be copying the curve in my right direction above, and also I will be moving this the bigger rectangle to the center of these two curves, so it will look something similar like this. So once after that, I'll open my Grasshopper window. I'll delete this. Yeah. So I'm going to select these three curves. So for that I need to open the component called curves. So this is the curve which we are going to use it, and it's asking for the data. So I'll right click and set multiple curves. So I will be selecting in an order so that when I loft it, it will give the shape whichever I want. So this is how I am selecting these three curves, and I'm giving enter. So once after that, this warning sign disappeared. Now I will be lofting this curve. Loft. I'll join this. So you'll get a surface out of it. If you see the shaded thing, you will see that. So you can just adjust these curves in such a way so that you can little bit modify your overall form by adjusting these curves in the Rhino workspace also. So I want something similar like this. So once after that, I will deconstruct brep, so that whatever the form we get, we will deconstruct that form. So using the component deconstruct brep, I will connect this lofted surface, and it will give you the reconstructed form of this overall lofted form. And I will take the output of this as a separate surfaces. For that, what I have to do is I should use the surface component. So all this will become individual surfaces when you do the surface component. Yeah, I think until everything is clear here. Now I'm going to create a separate component for creating my faceted Voronoi forms. So I will be taking a planar surface. I'll move my form out of this center point. I will give XY value to my planar surface, so something around 35. So once you click and enter 35, it will create a slider of that, and you can just connect the slider to this X and Y components. So Y also I will make 35. So you are getting a planar surface, and this is a planar surface. I wanted to be get the output as a curve from this planar surface. So for that, what I'll do is I'll take a curve and connect this planar surface. I'll get a curve out of this planar surface. This is my curve. Then we can go to the Voronoi option, which is available as default in Grasshopper, and you can keep this as a boundary, this curve as a boundary. But the Voronoi needs the points. So how do we create points? You can create the points on this surface by using the component called populate 2D. So you can do populate 2D, and you can connect this plane to this component. So once you connect it, it will distribute these points across this plane. Also, you can increase the points by adding a slider. So right now I'm giving 50 and connecting this. So you can increase it how much ever you want. So right now I'm keeping it in 75. Yeah. Then you can connect this output, that populated points, to the Voronoi, so that the Voronoi pattern is created. And we made this curve to connect it to the boundary, so all the Voronoi pattern is taking this boundary as a reference and stopping it until here itself. So the next thing is we are going to explode this Voronoi, because it's like a single entity right now. So I'm going to explode it, and it will give me everything as a separate curves. Right now you can see each of these curve is showing the points. Yeah. So once after that, I'll be taking the endpoints and I'll connect this output, the exploded segments, and pick up the points. I'll make this simplify. Okay. So now I am going to create the surface by 4 points component. So surface by 4 points. So what my idea is, I need to create the surfaces from these edges, connecting it to the center of this point on all the sides, so that it will create the form out of it. I'll tell you how to do that. So I'll connect this first point to A and second point to B. The third point I am going to extrude this point a little bit higher, so that it will not be in the same plane. I'm going to use the option called move, and I will connect this point here. And I will connect this the center point, the populate 2D point, to this move component, so that it will become something like this, which I doesn't want this. So what I'll do is I will graft this, and the height I don't want to be this high, so I'm going to reduce the height. So I need to adjust this vector, the translation vector. So the Z direction I'll add unit Z. So whatever the default value, it will go to that height, but you can add a component number slider and just connect it. Whichever the height you want, you can adjust it with respect to that. So we are getting the like form which we really required, something like faceted form. So next what I will do is I will be rep join component and connect the surface, and it will create the overall each surface as the overall one surface. And I will flatten it down, and I will bring this curve component, the different form which we are going to facet this form on the other form. I'll bring it next to my end output, and I will be using a surface morph option. So this surface morph option, so we are going to morph this form on these surfaces. So what are it's asking for? It's asking for a geometry. In our case, the geometry is this B rep join is the final output geometry. I will take this and connect it to this, and it's asking for the reference. For reference, what I will be doing, instead directly connecting the reference, I will be using bounding box component, and through that it will form a reference box for the whole form which we have created and connect that as a reference material. Once after that, I need to provide u and v parameters. So I will give one value to u and v both. Yeah, and it's asking for the surface to map onto. So in our case, our surface which is going to be using this form is this one. So I'll connect this, and we need to reparameterize because the value which we have for this and which we have it for this, it's not going to be similar, and if you reparameterize, it will be taking the constant factor and parameterize to that surface. And the w component also we need to provide. I will provide w component as 25. So now you can see the output here in this surface. It's getting morphed, the pattern which the Voronoi pattern which we have created, 3D Voronoi pattern which we have created here, it's getting morphed onto the form which we need it on this surface. Also you can adjust this by adjusting these parameters. So once after that, what you can do, you can do a rep join again to get the overall as a single entity. And you can use the preview component to preview the final output, and I'll keep it as high quality. You can hide all this and see the output value. You can see the output form. So then what you can do, you can just go and bake. Yes, okay. So once it is baked, you can just take it out and go to the rendered view and see the final output. Yeah, like this you can create your own creations using this Grasshopper script. I hope you all like this video, and I'll make similar kind of videos in the upcoming sessions, and please subscribe to my channel and like the video if you like it, and please do comment if you want me to do anything else other than this. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.